Hello. I was supposed to release a video yesterday, but life got in the way, and today is the day. I just woke up from a nap, and naps are very powerful for me. Um, yeah, I'm just very powerful before I take a nap and after I take a nap, and I usually make these readings before and after I take a nap. So, anyways, let's get into this video. Look, I am not trying to make something deep out of like a mundane thing like baking or my baking mistakes. I'm not the type of person that tries to mask their mistakes by being super deep about it, but some things you can tell when they happen because it's a message from God or it's just a reminder from the universe. You know what I mean? So yesterday I was baking. Not yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I was baking, and baking for me has always. I started off baking, and then I kind of realized, as I baked more, that baking this is teaching me something, but I would get into it in a separate video because, as an impatient person, someone who used to be impatient, I seem to attract a lot of hobbies that teach me patience, hobbies that take time. I seem to gravitate to those hobbies, and I always start off a little bit impatient, but then again, I'm learning something here, but that will be a separate video. So yeah, so today's video, what I'm getting for the collective, which includes me, is that we should expect success, and we should not be ashamed of that. We should not feel delusional about that, but we're being asked to let go of the expectation of how this success is supposed to look. This is because I was baking cookies, right? And I've baked cookies now for 3 years, and in the past my cookies have always come out very biscuity, not like a cookie, because I feel like biscuits are more snappy and crunchier, while cookies are softer and more chewy. So I finally cracked the code this year and realized why my cookies for the past years have not come out the way I wanted. Finally cracked the code, got everything right, but then they stuck together, like they were not round. I put too many of them in the tray, and I was just like, what the hell? And I remember this time around I had a few goals about my cookies. I wanted to bake bigger cookies, and it was bigger, but in a different way, because I ended up making one giant cookie that I had to cut up. Okay, it was perfect in terms of the texture, like it was giving cookie. It was giving cookie. It reminded me of a cookie that I've had before, maybe at a bakery or something. But the thing is, it didn't look the way that I expected. And I remember someone I spoke to, she was like, girl, this may not be like Pinteresty type of cookie or bakery type of cookie in terms of the looks, but it is a cookie. You did it, and you finally got the texture that you've always wanted. You finally got the recipe right, and you asked for a bigger cookie. You said you were gonna make a bigger cookie, and you made the biggest cookie. And you made the biggest cookie. And it always helps to look at things a different way, and it helps to have people who will give you that kind of pep talk, even though it can be a little bit irritating. In the moment, and I was a bit disappointed. But then I really thought, this is not like, this cookie is raw. or spoiled. Like, we ate it and it was so good. It's just that it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted. And like, it's like sometimes God, the universe, will just slightly tease you, girl, or like poke fun at you. I felt that that was ironic because really I kept saying I want to make a big cookie. My cookies are gonna be big, and they were big, big and slightly square. Not what I hoped for in terms of appearances. Clock it, because they tasted good, right texture, perfect recipe. It's just that the shape. And who the heck doesn't eat a cookie just because the cookie is not round? Hello. Like, so I love what this person said to me because true, true. And in that moment I got this. If you should expect success in any aspect of your life, especially if you are connected to God, the universe, like that is guaranteed. But there is a part of us that has expectation of how that will look like. Okay, you know that you're gonna have a car, but you have a specific car in your mind, and God is saying, no, 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 no. I may have something better for you, or not necessarily what you want on the first go. I may give you something out of necessity, or prioritize certain things about that success before the appearance. Will you still accept the car even though it's not the car that you want? I did not throw those cookies away because they weren't round. Instead, at first I tried to see if will I be able to make them round, but I couldn't. I wanted to mold them, but I couldn't. And then I realized, you know what, they don't look bad as squares. And I also realized really what was important is how they tasted, and they tasted amazing. so so pleased. And I also realized that I was actually judging myself the most because everyone else who was eating the cookie was like, they were like, oh, they're not round. And they were like, what happened? And I told them like, oh, I put too many in the tray. And they're like, oh, okay, next time. Like, no big deal. It was a big deal to me. Granted, of course, I was the maker of the cookies, so I'm more sensitive about it. But it just showed me that really it's not a big deal, and people loved it because even though they did not look like normal cookies, they tasted like cookies. So you need to, and this goes back to what I'm getting is that you have something specific that you want, and what I'm getting is that many of you may be thinking of wanting to move out of an environment you are in, some of you may be wanting friendships or a relationship. And what you can take from this video is that there is nothing wrong about desiring those things. Actually, let yourself desire those things because that is your soul navigating you to the path that it wants. So do not downplay those desires, or do not act like you don't have those desires, but let go of any expectations about what you think those things will look like. Okay, because what I'm getting is you will actually miss the path by being so specific. Okay, by being so specific. I'm getting this is like knowing that you're going to a trip but not having an itinerary or plans, because you trust that God will lead you to the right path. So you know you're going somewhere, but you don't know the specific details. And this is because the universe, God, understands abundance more than we do. And what ends up happening with our human minds is that we get so tunnel visioned, and we may miss the relationship, the friendship, the spaces we're supposed to be in because we are waiting to get the exact thing that we have in our minds. So if you prayed for a specific car, and suddenly get an opportunity about a car, but it's not exactly the type of car you want, you may think that, okay, maybe God is testing me to see if I'll settle. I want to take this car. No. And this is why we're supposed to open keep praying to God, keep speaking to God, being in touch with God, so that we understand His voice, we understand the signs from the universe, so that we know when something is actually a test or when something is the thing that you want. Is just that it's not exactly that thing 280. Okay, I'm getting that some of you may be going to a event, a meeting someone, like this is something you've known for a while that you're gonna go to, and I'm getting that you should let go of any expectations of how you're gonna act or the type of experience you think you're gonna have there, and just let go of that expectations. It's already enough to know that you're going there. Just go there and see how the day pans out. Yeah, if you're going there with the intentions to make friends, let go of that expectations and see the kind of connections that come out of them. If you're going with expectations of meeting a lover, let go of that expectations and just connect with people. Just connect with people. I was reading a article now about lucky people, and it says that the difference between lucky people and unlucky people is that lucky people are open, they're not tunnel visioned, and they usually run into opportunities because they were open to whatever. They did not have too much expectations. Okay, it's sort of like, this is a perfect example I'm getting as well, because maybe some of you have a birthday coming up. This is like when you know your birthday is coming up and you kind of know that people that love you are planning something for you, whether it's a present, a gift, or to take you somewhere or a party. You know that they're planning something because they do this for you every year, but you kind of have to not speak about it and you're in the dark, because even though you know that they will do something for you, you don't usually know the details of it, and it's always something new every year. So that's the analogy I'm getting right now, because some of you may have a birthday coming up. Relax, think of it like that. When you think about your relationship with God and the things that you want, think of it as when you know that your birthday is coming up and you know your friend or your family or your boyfriend or girlfriend is planning something for you, but it's like you guys don't speak about it. but you know you're gonna get something. So yeah, success is to be expected, but let go of the expectation of how it will be. See you on another video. Bye.